6 archaeological discoveries that left scientists totally confused. The Shroud of Turin. One of the most mystical pieces of cloth in the world is the Shroud of Turin. This cloth bears the negative image of a man, so it is believed that in fact it was the same shroud that Jesus Christ was buried in after his crucifixion. This linen fabric dates back to 1353 AD, and was discovered in Liéry, France. However, it is believed that its legacy could actually be from 30 AD. The cloth has some red stains and a mysterious dark and imprint of a man's body. Scientists believe that this cloth could have actually been made around 1260 to 1390 AD, and the imprints could just be a result of some genius medical forgery. The shroud has often been denounced by most bishops around the world, and presently, the Catholic Church neither formally endorses it or rejects it. Presently, the shroud has been kept in the Royal Chapel of the Cathedral of Turin, North Italy since 1578. Antikythera mechanism. Antikythera mechanism is nothing but a Greek hand-powered orrery, a hand-steered model of the solar system. It can be considered to be the one of oldest mechanisms for astronomical researches and perhaps the oldest example of an analog computer. Found in 1901 in the wreckage of a Greek cargo ship, the Antikythera mechanism is built full of interlocking gears and strange symbols etched all over the surface. It was probably built by Greek scientists around 100 BC and was later abandoned when better mechanisms came into place. While the real purpose could still be debatable, it can be speculated that the gear was used for observing eclipses frequently, and also perhaps to predict days and time. Presently it sits in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. Grave of Qin Shi Huang. One of the biggest finds of the 20th CE is the terracotta army from the grave of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. In 1974, some farmers in a village called Xiang were digging a well, when they struck earth. On excavation, they found bronze spearheads and terracotta figurines. On further inspection they found that these life-sized terracotta army date back to 2,200 years. They were apparently placed in and around the grave in order to protect the emperor. This particular discovery was found east to the burial mound. The tomb itself has never been excavated, thus it still remains a mystery as to what exactly lies in the grave and if the emperor was even really buried at this very spot. It is also suspected that the mausoleum has unusually high mercury levels, thus making excavations almost impossible. Sorcerer treasure trove. The ancient city of Pompeii was abandoned after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. Recent excavations at the site have revealed some really mysterious findings. Among the things excavated has been a fast food counter, gladiator mural, remains of a horse, stone inscriptions that were uncovered at a garden house, etc. However, the rudimentary box of trinkets that was found here was the most mysterious one of the lot. This box could have perhaps belonged to some magicians or sorcerers and was perhaps abandoned by them or just remained buried after their end. In this box, archaeologists have found different kinds of amulets, mirrors, gems, carved scarab beetles, buttons made of bones and more such weird things. It could have easily been a makeshift toolkit for magic rituals, attracting energies, calling or controlling spirits, or perhaps for fortune-telling. Along with it, semi-precious stones like amethyst, amber, crystals etc. were also found. Hidden Japanese settlements. A retired forester from British Columbia, Canada once went out excavating his backyard and stumbled upon something rather unusual. To be sure, he contacted his friend, an archaeology professor, Robert Muckle, at Capilano University. On excavations, they unearthed something that looked like an old logging camp that could have belonged to a Japanese settlement that lived here in start of 20th CE. Further excavations revealed cabins, bathhouses, gardens, water reservoirs, etc. that could have been in use. Muckle suspected that a group of Japanese people could have settled here in early 1900s due to the growing racism in Vancouver and created some sort of a safe haven for themselves. Among the items found were ice bowls, pocket watches, buttons, sake bottles, ceramics, etc. The site seemed like it was abandoned around 1942 in a hurry. Lansomi Downs. This ancient Norse settlement is located at the tip of the Great Northern Peninsula on the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. This happens to be the only confirmed Norse site in North America, or in any place outside the settlements around Norse home ground, Greenland.